And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Ooh, hope you enjoyed that very short break as we have returned with the remainder of this series. We're jumping in mid-series. We're jumping into the ace match. Throughout the course of Clem versus Rainer, this series was taking place, and they have made it all the way to the final game of their best of 5, and one of these two will advance on to the next round. This morning in the bottom hand corner of Pylon, we have the German Zerg player. We have the red Zerg representing Shopify. It is Lambo. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have the Polish Protoss player. We have the blue Protoss representing Offside Esports. It is Krystianer. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as we jump into our PvZ best of 5. And again, this prediction is for one game because we're in the ace match. We're in the ace match one way or another. This is about to end. I can see this going either way. Now, what I will say is that Lambo has momentum. Krystianer, he was up 2-0. He was up 2-0, and now Lambo, he's been able to bring it back and bring it home, and we'll see how the story ends. I believe Krystianer started up 2-0, but I can double check. Oh, no, sorry, my apologies. Krystianer, he started up 2-1. But of course, Lambo, he has been able to force the ace match. They've been back and forth, I should say. They've been back and forth. They've been trading blows. We don't know how they've been trading blows, but they have been. Krystianer, he's often very mid-game oriented and very mid-game centric. He's very fond of going into standard openers, +1, blink, and then into storm. Very fond of that mid-game. But we're loading into Pylon. Pylon is a very small map of the map pool, very short rush distance by ground, and I expect the German taxi. 100%. I expect an all-in out of Lambo. That's typically how games on Pylon go, is the Zerg player all-ins, and either they break the Protoss or they die trying. Traditionally, that's how games go here on Pylon, but we'll see if that's the case between these two. Again, I'm not too aware of how the series has been unfolding, how the games have been progressing. I know that Enki was casting this series in Spanish, so El Hermoso, Enki, he got you covered, and you can check out his VODs as well for the rest and the remainder of the series, for the beginning. As we have our Stargate open out of Krystianer. Meanwhile, Lambo back at home, opening up Hatch Gas Pool. Go. I saw some people asking in the chats, is this live? Yes, this is live. Both Clem alongside Rainer and Lambo and Indy, they all flew over. They all flew over from EWC, from Riyadh. They made it to Poland in time to compete in the FEL, in the Fusion Esports League. You know what, if they shade into the mineral line, they get one, they get 2 drones, nothing major, just 2. Nice cleanup, nice reaction by Lambo. Behind this, getting his 3rd base up and running. Getting into his 3rd. Do you see Krystianer moving out with the initial Stargate open into Oracle? Do you see what I see? Robo. Yeah, this is to be expected. So it's going to be a Stargate opener into Robo, into Twilight Council, into Temple Archives, into Archon drop. This Robo should be to make a War Prism first, and the Prism should be lined up with the High Templar to morph in Archons across the map for that drop play. This is a very popular drop from the Polish side of things, from the Polish scene, from the European side of the Protoss scene in PvZ. You saw this build earlier from Mana. Mana he popularized this. He's very fond of this build. I don't want to say he invented it, but he did popularize it, and players like Krystianer, Geralt, Skillus, they do Max Packs even, they do mix this in every now and then, but a lot of the Polish Protoss players do kind of indulge in this build a lot more often than others. They like it. So there's that War Prism. We're waiting for the Temple Archives. Yep, there it is, Temple Archives in the main. And the Prism is lined up. By the time the Prism is finished warping, by the time it gets across the map, you can warp in those High Templar and morph in the Archons. So there should be Archons into a 3rd, into charge, into charge lots. It's a way to gain map control, to bully back overlords, to bully back the queens, to potentially get economic damage and trade well against Zerglings. Meanwhile, safety roach one out of Lambo. 5-minute Roach Warren. Adepts say bust into the mineral line. So far, it doesn't quite get in. Likewise, Archons, they run into the Queens. Prism taking a lot of damage with the Archons, they break through. Overlord goes down. Nice pick off here for Krystianer. Gets the Overlord. He wants the Queen as well. Clutch Transfuse. Oh my god, but the Archons, they're just so tanky. Yeah, they break through the Zerglings. They get one Queen. Can they get two? One more volley. Barely not. As shields are running out and the Archons are finally forced back. That was how many? That was 21 Zerglings, 5 drones, 1 Overlord, 1 Queen. Archons are back. They want another Queen. They shouldn't quite get it though. I'll pick up. Krystianer pulls away. Behind this, +1 in charge in production. Going for a gateway explosion. Getting fully saturated on 3 bases. And from here, Krystianer can hit with charge, or he can go into storm. Oh, as he gets another Queen. Another Queen goes down. Another Queen falling. Behind this Lambo, he's not just expanding, but also taking up into Hydras. This tells us that Lambo plans on getting into the mid-game. And we're building up into a longer game state. If you remember, I assumed that Lambo was going to go for an all-in this game, but that is not the case. It is not the case. He is taking up. Archons do pull back. Storm is on the way. If Lambo is going to be droning from here and saturating and taking his gases and getting into a 4th base, I do favor Krystianer. I do favor Krystianer here, as this means that he's being given time to build up his army, build up his death pool of an army here. With Immortals, Archons, Storm, it's going to hit quite hard. There are no High Templar ready. Storm is halfway done. Nice thing, run by does hit the 3rd. And do we have any warp ins? Do we have any reinforcements? The answer is we do. Probes are still going to be going down. At the same time, here comes Krystianer, who's going for the kill. Oh, he's going for the kill, going for the throat. He will get the Elise expansion back at home. We do see Krystianer. He does hold, he does defend. Anyways, pushing in. Prism taking a lot of hits. Hydras are amassing. Where are the High Templar? Where are the Storms? They're morphing in back at home. That's what Lings are coming in. Yeah, Lings, they come in, they collapse on the High Templar, but they didn't quite kill them. Krystianer turns back around. Now, what's scary here is that Krystianer, he has no nest, correct? Yeah, he has no Bailey nest. No Bailey nest. So this Ling Hydra army is insanely vulnerable to Storms. Storms will completely just chew through this. And Storm is ready. You can see that's a lot of High Templar. Until we get into Lurker Tech, Lambo, his army is very fragile. Like, this army will just topple over. Just one Storm Cloud and that's over. Like, I'll be honest. Lambo setting up for a surround. I do like this. He should be flanking with this army and coming in from behind. And if he can get on top of those High Templar, he can take a fight. Speaking of, who does take down 1, 2 High Templar go down. Nice pickups. A lot of Storms already going to be denied. So a nice start. A nice start for Lambo. Hydras likewise, they attempt the flank. Where are the Storms? Yeah, they're not being thrown down, but the High Templar, they're exposed. And that was the best fight that Lambo could have hoped for. He just sniped every High Templar. The Zealots are filing in. They collapse on top of the Queens. Nice force field, looking down the Hydras. And imagine a Storm here. Imagine 2 Storms. That would have been game. That would have been game then and there. But Lambo killed every High Templar. Did lose the expansion and still lost a lot of Hydras. But do you see what I see? Lurker Den. Remember what I said earlier. All we need is to buy time for Lurkers, and then Lambo can slow the game down. Easier said than done. Easier said than done. Lambo, his economy is hurting. I shouldn't gloss over that. Lambo has been losing bases. He's been losing base after base, and he just hasn't been able to drone up. His economy is lackluster. So, on the one hand, hey, he's almost at Lurker Tech. On the other hand, he can't afford it. He cannot afford lurkers right now. Oh, the wall's open. Yeah, the wall's open. Lings, they do flood in. Lings, they peel off into the bases. We have a nice storm on the Zerglings. Stellar Warpin's back at home. We need more Zealots, though. Oh, there we go. He will defend. Krystianer now can focus on the main push. He needs Zealots with his main army. Yeah, there we go. He's coming in. Lurker production has begun. Okay, there's 2 lurkers on the way. So 2 lurkers in production. Hydras, they cannot push into these storms though. Oh, nice concave though. Hydras, they come in for a concave. They come in for a surround. Yeah, Krystianer, he's overextending. Oh, he throws away 3 High Templar. Yeah, missed control from Krystianer. That was 3 High Templar being thrown away. And Krystianer, again, he did overextend. He did expose himself. And Lambo's held. Lambo, he hasn't just held. Now he's got lurkers. And Lambo's running away with this. Again, Krystianer had a lot of miscontrol with his army. Otherwise, that would have been game. A couple of times, actually. So Lambo is getting away with it. So top right. Does force a recall. Now remember, recall was just used, so now is a perfect time to go for a Ling counterattack. The wall is open, Lings are flooding in. Again, Krystianer just recalled the entire army. Pylon goes down, here comes the initial lurkers. And there is only 1 observer. And Lambo, he should be able to run away with this. Again, this was a very close, a very clutch game, where Krystianer was in the driver's seat for most of it, to be honest. For most of this game, but alas, not anymore. Oh, these are still rough trades. Still rough trades, but alas, there's Lings everywhere. Oh my god, 2 more Immortals go down. Lings into the main base. GG gets called. Krystianer, he gets torn apart. And Lambo, he will survive. He will claim the series 3-2, taking down Krystianer and advancing on to the next round. GG, well played. A very close, very clutch series. Again, Krystianer, he was in a commanding position. He was in a better, stronger position. There were definitely a lot of moments in that game where he could have taken it, he could have broken through, but he had some really rough engagements, whether it came down to surrounds, flanks, or at some times exposing himself. We saw a couple of times where Krystianer did expose his own army. He did lose a little bit too much too quickly. He left his High Templar vulnerable. He got caught out multiple times. I saw multiple High Templar getting sniped. Really nice moves out of Lambo. And again, Krystianer, he had a really hard time babysitting his spellcasters, babysitting his army. GG, well played. With that, Lambo, he will claim the series. And where are we headed next? that's the real question. Where are we headed next here? Let's catch up on the bracket. Let's figure out where we are. We are waiting for skills versus mana. That's it. Skills versus... Sorry, my apologies. It has wrapped up. Jesus. Okay. Skills versus mana. Skillless takes that mana 3-1. And with that, mana is out of the tournament. With that, we have our next series. We're going to be going on a break, I believe. Yeah, we're going to be going on a break. When we come back, we have 4 players left in the tournament. We have Rainer waiting in the grand finals. We have Clem waiting the lower bracket finals. And then we have Skills and Lambo facing off in the lower bracket semifinals. Let's go. Lower bracket semifinals. So it's going to be again Lambo versus Skillless in a ZvP. We'll see you soon after the break. Take this time to get some snacks, get some food, get some water, drain your disruptors, massage your marines, and hydrate all of your hydras. I'm going to quickly go refill my water, and I'll be back soon. We will be back soon with the next series with Lambo and Skillless. See you then. See you then. See you then.